What up? It's your girl Letty. Welcome to VA Tracks Live. Let's go.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to VA Tracks Live. I'm your host, VA Tracks. Welcome on in to the quote-unquote spooky stream. I'm playing a game tonight that I've never actually played before. This is a game from PS1, taken all the way back to, I believe it is 2001. And this is Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare. I believe it's the second in the series. I think the first one was originally released on PC, MS-DOS, back in like the 90s. So I'm not gonna lie, I really don't know a whole lot about the game, but I know it's kind of in the maybe the Resident Evil type vibe. So I want to go ahead and check it out tonight, see if it's a game that maybe I can really pursue to do a full playthrough on. But we're gonna feel it out. We're gonna see how it is. But from what I hear, it should be a great run. Welcome on in, Cinemassacre. Hopefully everybody is doing good tonight on this Monday night. Let's go ahead and dive in. All right, guys, what is going on? So I'm sure most of you guys know, if you guys follow me for a while, that I live out in LA, and my daughters took a win tonight. We're just getting a step closer to the World Series. So we just got to knock out these Brewers. We got a few more games ahead of us, but I think we're gonna do all right. If anybody else is following, good luck to your teams if you're still in it. But I gotta say, gotta keep going for my daughters all day, every day. So I think there was something that I'm not sure. I gotta check my channel points here, guys. Let's see. Cinemassacre, you did come in first into chat, so I did award you some extra points for the evening, so feel free to use them as you wish. Yeah, here we go. No problem, Cinemassacre. I wanted to take a look at something here. I gotta see if hopefully I didn't do something stupid and forget to save it, but let me see what I got here. Yeah, I probably did something really dumb. Never saved it. We're gonna fix that tonight. Basically, what I'm getting at is that you guys have probably seen me do this one time before, where we were actually going through some old school 90s magazines, specifically EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly. Let me see if I have it saved here. Oh, I know why it's not here. Hold on, I'm figuring things out. Oh, yep. I think we got it, guys. I think we got it. Let's go ahead and dive on into that right now. All right, here we go. This is what they call the EGM archive. It's part of a, it was a Kickstarter. There's what they call a compendium that's going to be released soon. It's an actual physical book that they've compiled. I'm sure like a ton of stuff about the magazine, gaming, and then maybe some just like overall history and stuff. So when I get that finally, I will make sure to bring it on stream. Right now, it hasn't been shipped yet, only because it hasn't been printed up yet. And I think they're running a little bit behind, because they did send out an email a few weeks ago stating that they're a little behind. They give like this full thing on why they're behind, but I feel like I trust them. They delivered this part so far, which is the whole archive of all the game issues from the past. Look at all the way from 1989 to 2014. There was 264 issues, and there was also EGM2. There's the other magazine they had. Enough Dragon, welcome on in. So you can see here, this one I believe is coming soon. I don't think that's in there yet. Yeah, I don't think that's in there yet. Let me check something real quick here. If I need to log in, we're gonna log in, but I need to do that off stream. Yeah, give me just a sec here. What is my login? Did I erase it? I'm so bad at getting my stuff together here. Don't worry, we're gonna get in. We'll figure it out, guys. Steam Deck, huh? Yep. I'm a little behind. Story of my life. But yeah, you like my my extra wide Steam Deck here? And only if that were a thing. Okay, are we in? Yeah, I think we're in now. Okay, I'll bring us on back here. All right, here we go. We're in. So yeah, the EGM 2 is not done yet. It says coming soon. I wonder when. I didn't read anything about it, but it was just so EGM was so popular they had to make a second magazine. Let's take a look. Yeah, Final Fantasy 7. There's like tons of classics here, guys. Just let me know if there's a certain era that you want me to go visit right now. We'll take a look. But tons of stuff here, right? I bet the wife never tells you enough. Get your shit together. Oh yeah, that's a daily occurrence. Absolutely. This is Dracula, 1993. Should we keep it in the spooky vibe? Look at there's Goro, Bison, back-to-back covers. Wow, that's pretty cool. Look at another Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. They were just going head-to-head at that time. Look at more Street Fighter. We just couldn't get enough of Street Fighter. More Mortal Kombat. Like, look at these issues aren't even that far apart. They just keep popping up. NBA Jam, that was huge at the time. You get more Street Fighter. I see more Mortal Kombat 2 down there. Virtua Fighter. More Mortal Kombat. It's nonstop. This is crazy. Yeah, you remember that Goro one? It's like a lot of these are just kind of burned into our brain. Some of these classic issues. I remember this Primal Rage cover. Look at that, X-Men. So yeah, guys, these are full issues. So, man, Mortal Kombat just reigned the cover so damn long. And Street Fighter, the movie, the game is right there. Earthworm Jim, some Batman, Twisted Metal. Here's Nintendo 64, Mario. Look at this, back when they were calling it the Ultra 64. It was still January 1996. It still had that name, huh? Give me a date, or not a date, but give me like a year and a month, and I'll shoot for it, and we'll just see what pops up. So no cheating. I'm gonna scroll to the top here. This is all you get. Let me know. Give me a month. Give me a year. Enough Dragons eyeing Fabio up there on issue 003. Is that what you want? You want some Fabio in your life? Issue number 69. Nice. Let's go take a look. What is 69? Of course, Mortal Kombat. We could have just. Is it Mortal Kombat? It's always Mortal Kombat. Let's take a look. The two hottest fighters go head to head. Street Fighter Legends, Mortal Kombat 3, Darkstalkers 2, PlayStation 2. EGM has the insider info on Sony's future plans. Let's look this up. And the cool thing is they let you download the issues. I haven't done so yet because I have obviously the online archive. But I think at one point I'm probably going to take a day and then download everything just to have it. You never know. If, this server doesn't stay up forever, I'm going to at least own them on my hard drive. But let's take a look here. Toggle to full screen. Full enough. Oh, yeah. Do you guys remember these Game Boys when it came? It was like towards the later part of the Game Boys lifespan. But I remember when these came out because I hadn't owned a Game Boy before. And I was like, you know what? This is the perfect time. There's a huge library of Game Boy games. Let me get one of these. So can you guys guess which one that I bought? It's on this screen right here. So your wife can call you a hoarder. Well, she can't call me a hoarder if I'm not going to have the magazines stacked up in our room, right? I used to have a ton of them and I carried around for years until finally, I think in my 20s, I was just like, I couldn't carry them anymore. So I regret it now. I wish I would have kept the magazines, but they're gone, long gone. No, it was not the black one. Good guess, because that was going to be the second option for me. But I ended up owning the transparent one, the clear one, where you could see all the chipboard and everything on the inside. You still have enough dragon. You got that one. That's the same one I had. So good choice. Excellent taste. And there's this box down here. It was like it's a clear box, right? And it had everything in there, like the power. Was it a power adapter? Probably not. Probably batteries, and just maybe there was one game in there. I forget if it came with a game or not, but I remember getting a couple games right on the spot. Let's just take a look at this right here. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and then you got your Sega Saturn, just kind of going into the next era of gaming, the PlayStation 1. Cool. More. Oh, these were codes. These were the codes you could enter in on the Versus screen of MK3, and they would do different things, obviously. And this was huge at the time because I played Mortal Kombat 3 in the arcade a lot. So everybody was trying to figure out the codes between the two players right before you fight. Yep, there we are. This great issue. You got two monster fighting franchises both in this issue. You guys remember these game pads here? I know I had a bunch of controllers for the Super Nintendo. I don't know if I had this one, but I had a few different ones. I had the Street Fighter arcade stick for it. I had one controller that was kind of like this, and I did have turbo switches, but also had a little analog stick that you could screw into the D-pad here. That's before Nintendo 64, but it was like a cool idea. I tried it. It was okay, but I still ultimately preferred the D-pad over it, so I never really used it all that much. This is awesome. The letter art. I used to have a subscription in Nintendo Power. They had the same kind of thing. You could write letters to the magazine, and you could draw a picture on your envelope when you mailed it in. And these are some of the pictures people would draw, send in. They were always pretty cool. So that's why you see this writing on here, because it's the actual address of where they're shipping it or mailing it to, right? And you'd have to kind of incorporate it into your drawing somehow too, which was pretty cool. You got to get really creative with it. There were several MK Secrets recess talk. Oh yeah, the legends continue on about the all the secret ninja characters, because they had Smoke and Ermac and Reptile. So we just start making up all these ninjas. Oh, I saw this one, it was a lightning one, like a lightning ninja. And they would just make things up, and you didn't know what was real, what wasn't, until you actually saw some proof, like about Smoke. Okay, Smoke was a thing for real. How to play Goro on MK2. Was there like a Game Genie type thing for the arcade before Game Genie was a thing? Not so much. Well, maybe a little bit. Yeah, if you consider those codes like little cheats and whatnot. Yeah, I honestly forget what the codes would do all that much, because I don't know if that would give like Cyrax extra bombs or just random environmental changes to make it tougher. I honestly forget. It's been so long since I did a full playthrough of MK3. But yeah, I was huge in fighting games back in the day during the 90s. I even made my own Mortal Kombat 2 strategy guide at one point. Excuse me. I used to bring it to school, and my friends could read it. A couple of them would borrow it. I'm like, hey, just don't mess it up. Bring it back, And then I would update it as I learned new codes. I would add all the codes to the back, and everything was handwritten, right? I didn't have like printed out stuff. I had clippings like I took from the magazine for the Mortal Kombat pictures, like a little cutout of Scorpion or whatever, and I would paste them inside next to their moves. But I would draw like down arrow, right down arrow, forward right, and it would be like press X, B, or whatever. I would handwrite all of the moves and the codes and everything. It was really time consuming, but I was proud when it was all done. Turned out Chameleon was real. Yeah, it was surprising to see, some of these kids were in line. Earthworm Jim, Metal Warriors, True Lies, Phantasy Star 4, Brutal. Check out all these ratings. So Earthworm Jim, yeah, solid ratings. Meta Warriors, yeah. True Lies, it's a meh. Fatal Fury Special, yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Lemmings. I think I saw Need for Speed in there. Look at that, some Sega CDs. Samurai Showdown. There's your boy right there, Shao Kahn. He's there judging you.
You weak, pathetic fool.
Check this out. Yeah, see, these are the kind of like characters that I would cut out of the magazine and I would paste them using Elmer's glue, and I would paste them into the book that I made. GT Line, welcome on in. Zarstrom, thanks for coming to light the candles. And you know, Zarstrom, I think I owe you something. I didn't see the other day when you put the spin the random console wheel, so my bad if I missed that. So we're gonna have to hit that at one point. Were you guys more of a Mortal Kombat type of fan or Street Fighter fan? Because I'm a fan of both, but I feel like I lean towards one franchise more than the other. Look, are you ready for PlayStation 2? Let's zoom in on the spec sheet. CPU is a R3000A 32-bit RISC chip at 33 megahertz, guys. Wow, blazing fast 33 megahertz. High-speed matrix calculator, clearing capacity 66 MIPS, 1.5 million flat shaded polygons per second, 500,000 texture map and light source polygons per second, 16.7 million colors, 26 by 224 or 640 by 480 resolution, 4008 by 8 pixel sprites with individual scaling and rotation. I like Mortal Kombat because of blood. Yeah, when that came out, that was huge. That we thought was for a second. We're like, damn, this might be a Street Fighter killer. But Street Fighter hung in there and they kept, coming out with their different iterations. But I got the Super Nintendo port of Mortal Kombat 1, and I'm sure most of you guys are well aware that was the toned down, no blood version. Or if there was blood, it was more like a gray sweat than blood. So the superior one happened to be the Genesis port at the time. But I didn't have a Genesis, so I had to settle for the Super Nintendo port. But I will say, ultimately, I feel like I do lean towards Street Fighter because I enjoy the mechanics of the gameplay more than Mortal Kombat. Because Mortal Kombat, I feel like they started relying... Once you got to Mortal Kombat 3 and up, you started to have to learn these series of combos in a particular order. And if you didn't know them, you were just at such a handicap, right? And I feel like Street Fighter, you don't necessarily need to know like a certain set order of combos. Maybe until now. Street Fighter 6 is kind of like that now, and it kind of turned a bunch of people off because of that. But I feel like Street Fighter, you can get by more with like just strategic moves, blocking time things that maybe Mortal Kombat isn't known for. In GT Line, redeem the first. I will make sure to get you right here. I'll get you right. But yeah, both of them, I mean, you can't go wrong with either franchise, right? No matter what you pick, it's still solid. However, I'm not going to lie. The last two, like Street Fighter 6, I did play a lot of it, but I started slowly just kind of like not wanting to play it anymore just because it turned into that combo fest. And I'm like, I don't know if this is for me anymore. And when I got Mortal Kombat 11, I played the crap out of it. I still like Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat 1, the most recent version of the game, don't really care for it. I bought it day one, and I could count the number of times I played it on one hand. So that one, I feel like the jumping is too floaty. That really kind of throws me off. I need something more kind of like quicker, bouncier. And when you're floating them in the air too much in a fighting game, it kind of reminds me of like... Maybe it was like Virtua Fighter or like Tekken, those games where like I'm just kind of waiting for them to come back down to ground so I can plan my next move. I don't like that. So the perfect fighting game is Street Fighter mechanics with MK Blood. Zarstrom, I think you're right on point. And we were talking about that the other day. If there was ever going to be a hybrid of Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, how would you do it, right? So yeah, Street Fighter with blood. it would have to be like, still, whose controls are we leaning towards, right? Whose world are we living in more? Because that's going to be tough to balance out between the two. I think one of them is going to have to take precedence over the other. Are we going to be in the Mortal Kombat world? Because if so, I feel like they're going to overpower the Street Fighter characters. But if we're in the Street Fighter world, it's almost like you might have to tone them down. Like it's like a hard balance. So definitely above my pay grade. I can't figure it out. Hopefully one of you guys are smarter than I am and they can talk to Capcom and what is it? Earthrealm Studios now? Warner Brothers, whoever's in charge of Mortal Kombat? Go talk to Ed Boon. Never mind, the banner went away. What is it? You were having ads and stuff? Ladies Overnight Panda under. Oh, wow. You know what? Obviously, I never know what ads are running. And this is kind of the first time I'm really hearing about what the hell was running under. I have no idea what the hell Overnight. Was that Overnight Panda? I don't know what that is. Whatever. That's somebody else's favorite game of all time. Neo Geo did a best with Samurai Shodown. Samurai Shodown was awesome. The visuals were kind of unique with the zoom in and out. Like I felt that was very like cinematic for the time. Yeah, blood on that one too. That one was solid. And I think there's like some toned down versions, right, for the consoles. Unless you had a Neo Geo, then you get like Arcade Perfect port. Yeah, it depends. But yeah, that's the rundown of what they were hoping to get. I don't even know if this is actually what you ended up getting on the PlayStation 2, because they always have these specs and then things change by the time they come out. And I feel like for the most part, they get toned down because they're probably trying to keep it within a certain manufacturing cost. So maybe you don't get as, good a hardware as you were hoping for. But, at the end of the day, PlayStation 2 was a powerhouse. I think it's still the best selling console of all time, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's that, and then Switch, and I know the PS4 is up there now too. Fatal Fury 3. Oh god, if you guys were here the other day, we played Kawasaki Caribbean Challenge. Now this, I noticed I have it in my library and I've never played this. The Kawasaki Superbike Challenge. This must have came after the one that I have. But the one that I played is super jank. And look, just looking at the screenshots here, I don't know if you guys can see, but this already looks better than what we were playing. This is more like a kind of a first person view. The one we were playing was like an overhead view, and it just felt like very outdated for even at its time when it was released. It just felt like it wasn't intended for the Super Nintendo, and they just threw it on there probably just because they're like, hey, we got this old PC or NES game we never put out. You want to throw it on Super Nintendo? They're like, yeah, sure, go ahead. It just felt very janky. So that is the jankiest game that I've ever played. And unfortunately, I paid money at the time for that game. So I really felt like I got. My favorite fighting had to be Killer Instinct Combo Breaker. You know what? I couldn't wait for Ultra 64 to launch because it was just being advertised when Killer Instinct was in the arcade, and was very disappointed when it got pushed back, and then it didn't come out at all on Nintendo 64. We had to get Killer Instinct Gold, which was just basically Killer Instinct 2, probably with like some little extras in there, which I don't even know what the extras were at this point. But we got it on Super Nintendo, and I did play the crap out of it. I owned the black cartridge. It was day one purchase for me. I remember practicing I was literally in my room waiting for the game to come out, and I was on my controller and I'm practicing moves and combos that I'm looking at in like a magazine like Electronic Gaming Monthly. I'm getting ready so that when the game shows up, I already have memorized the moves more. Because yeah, I played it in the arcade, but you're limited on quarters. You're not learning the game inside and out unless you're like, you got your mom or dad feeding you quarters. Mom, hurry up with the quarters, mom. I wasn't like that. So I had to just kind of learn right before it got ported home. Obviously played the crap out of it. Did great. Used to play it on X-Band. If any of you guys know about X-Band, it was one of the first ways you could play online with your friends and I guess across the United States or maybe even the world. I forget how far it spanned, but it was a dial-up modem that you would plug into your Super Nintendo. Genesis had one too, kind of like the way a Game Genie would insert, and then you would put the game on top of it. But it also had a port on the side to plug in a phone line because it was a dial-up modem. So you would dial up, you'd have your screen name, you have a little chat rooms, you could join little groups and stuff. I remember being part of like, you know, gaming crews and whatnot. My name was on there was the Grim Reaper. Y'all watch out. Ask about Grim Reaper. You play with extra secret menu with max combo bars. Yeah, it's still a fun game. I would still enjoy playing it, right? Well, I think this was an awesome little step back in time here. We'll take another day to kind of go through some more of this stuff, but just want to do a quick flip through here. Oh, speak of the devil, look, here it is, X-Band. It's exactly what I was talking about. Look, here's the Genesis version.
Shut the hell up. Shut up! Shut up! Shut
Okay,
up!
I will shut up if Cinemassacre reads to us. Oh, great, I lost my spot here. And see, Cinemassacre, I didn't even have to look to know that was you. It's only Cinemassacre that uses that redemption. Oh man, oh, here we go. Here it is. Okay, so I wanted to zoom in just for those of you that are not familiar with X-Band. Oh my god. Okay, that's not how you scroll to the side, apparently. I'm just being stupid. Ain't that right, Cinemassacre? All right, so let's see. We're gonna zoom in and we're gonna, there you go. You guys can, oh shit, it's right behind me. That's not fucking helpful. Wait, let me duck out of the way here. Can you see it? There we go. So there's the Genesis right above me here. And then you got your X-Band, inserts in, and there's your game. They're not showing the phone cord, but there's a, oh yeah, they are showing the phone cord. There it is. It's like hanging out the side. Yeah, good times, man. Good times. All right, well, I know you guys are definitely tired of hearing me talk, so let's go ahead and jump on into this game. All right, let's get that sound rocking. There we go. You know what? Let's do it official. Let's start it over again. And we are playing on an official PlayStation analog controller with dual analog. I don't think this game was designed for analog. So I did test it earlier. I don't think it was working, only the D-pad was. That is still by far my favorite startup sound of all consoles. Fight me. Infograms. I felt like this is a perfect game for, you know, it's obviously October, Halloween's around the corner. I'm sure everybody and their mom's doing a spooky stream, but for what I've noticed, nobody was playing this game, at least that I follow. Everybody's playing on Resident Evil, and we did a bunch of Resident Evil already, so I'm like, you know what, this would be a good, this would be a good time right here. Who here has actually played this whole game? And I want to say this was probably towards the, it's 2001, like the end of the PS1's life cycle. Because when did PS2 come out? Was it 2002? Or was it 2001? I forget. Maybe 2002. But yeah, I love when games come out towards the end of console life cycles, because that usually means you're gonna get like the best optimized games that are, you know, utilizing all of the potential of that system, and they're just kind of getting everything they could possibly pull out of that system, right? So I feel like a game like this should be visually stunning, and hopefully the gameplay is on point too. Mongerface, welcome on in.